It is 7:30 now on our Thursday morning. How long could it be before most Americans get the COVID-19 vaccine? And who will help with the distribution? This morning, we're answering your vaccine-related questions.
Google searches for the vaccines have increased more than 2,000%. And many viewers asked us, with up to 3 vaccines on the market, should we get multiple? Well, this morning, our Verify team says why you should stick to one vaccine.
This morning, a grieving mother is out $1,000 falling victim to a pet scam.
I was grieving and I thought a puppy would help me direct some of the love that I had for my daughter that I could no longer hold.
Coming up, the warning she has for others before bringing home a new pet.
And it's a beautiful start to the day. Plenty of sunshine if you know where to go. I'm going to let you know what that does for our temperatures and where we are seeing some of that patchy fog.
Up with KREM begins now.
Well, good morning. Welcome back to Up with KREM. There's a little extra sparkle this year in downtown Spokane.
Yeah, this holiday season, take a stroll through Riverfront Park for a new holiday tree walk.
Yeah, visitors can marvel at 40 trees decorated and spread throughout the park. It also includes the Rotary Fountain and Spokane's traditional holiday tree right there next to the ice ribbon. By the way, that tree alone uses more than 2,400 lights.
Wow, and it is just gorgeous. All of it is. Visitors also have a chance to win money by visiting the Numerica tree. One lucky person will take home $1,000, and the Numerica will actually give an additional $1,000 to their favorite charity. So this runs nightly through January 3rd. Looking forward to checking this out, you guys, and then also the winter market as well.
That's right. It's so pretty. I'm hoping that, they've made all these adjustments for COVID-19 and the pandemic, increasing the lights in the park. I hope it sticks around for years to come.
Yeah, it'd be very sad if we couldn't do this in the coming years, but it's something great to get us all through this right now. And I have not been down yet, but all of these shots we've got look amazing.
Yeah, you got to check it out, Jeremy. But how is the viewing weather going to be if someone wants to check it out tonight?
It's going to be excellent, especially if you're heading down to take in some of those lights. However, clear skies overhead are going to do what clear skies overhead tend to do, and that's cool things down rather quick. We're pretty chilly early on this morning. Temperatures hanging out in the mid to low 20s depending on where you are. We've got a bit of patchy fog popping up around the region. Coeur d'Alene, you're seeing some of that there as well up near Priest Lake, seeing a little bit of fog, so just be ready for it as you head out the door. It's a low-hanging stratus cloud. We will see that eventually burn off or move out as we scoot on through the morning, but for now, it's temps in the 20s and fog, which means it's freezing fog. So some of those trees will get a layer of that rime ice on it as that blows around and the moisture in the air condenses. You might see some of those crystals in the sky that make it kind of glisten or seem like it's snowing lightly. It's always one of those beautiful things that comes along with it. Clear skies now. Later on, we're going to see a round of clouds push through, but that is overnight tonight, moving out early tomorrow morning. So you're really not going to notice it. In fact, as you scoot through the day, temperatures go from the mid-20s to near 40 under sunny skies later on this afternoon.
Jeremy, thank you. 7:33 now. Well, we could be weeks away from a COVID-19 vaccine here in the U.S. And this morning, several presidents are now pledging to get that vaccine. They say it's to reassure the public it's safe.
Yeah, this comes from an interview with SiriusXM. This includes President Barack Obama, George W. Bush, and Bill Clinton. However, they say they will wait until it's more widely available. They add they do not want to take away doses from anyone who's at risk. Overnight, workers at pharmaceutical giant Pfizer in Belgium geared up for a mass rollout of the COVID-19 vaccine. The British Medicines and Healthcare Products granted emergency use of the vaccine. The company's chief executive said he's confident that by the end of 2021, there would be more vaccine doses than required to fight the COVID-19 pandemic.
And this morning, we are learning long-term care facilities will be first in line for that vaccine. This is from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. It reports roughly 3 million people live in long-term care facilities, and it also includes an additional 21 million healthcare workers at those facilities. So that's about 24 million people in Group 1A.
Both Pfizer and Moderna vaccines require 2 doses several weeks apart. That is roughly 50 million doses just for the first group of people. But right now, there are only about 40 million doses available. It means the vaccine will not be widely available to most Americans for several months.
Now, speed will matter for the distribution of that vaccine.
The Washington National Guard says it's on standby to help. It can provide aircraft, trucks, and logistic planning.
And then there's also the added complication that both vaccines need to be in refrigeration, especially the Pfizer vaccine. It needs to stay at minus 94 degrees Fahrenheit or frozen to the level of dry ice. American and United Airlines, along with FedEx and UPS, have offered use of its refrigeration planes.
If the temperature drops by even 1/4 of a degree, the alarm goes off and our team is able to investigate what's going on and make sure that the shipment's ready for the rest of its journey.
Meanwhile, Seattle-based Alaska Airlines says it's ready to help get vaccines from Anchorage or SeaTac Airport to remote locations in Alaska.
Well, this morning, Google is out with the top asked questions about the vaccine. The most popular questions are, when will there be a vaccine? Who gets it first? Which COVID-19 vaccine is in phase 3? And will the vaccine be mandatory for healthcare workers? Now, there are a few vaccines waiting for approval from the Food and Drug Administration. The New York Times reports 13 have reached phase 3 trials and 7 are approved for early use. Now, we could see that first vaccine here in Washington in about 2 weeks. Other popular online searches include who are considered healthcare workers and the CDC vaccine priority, both spiked by 450%. Searches for who gets the vaccine first increased by 400%. And this morning, we're working to help answer some of the questions you have about the vaccine. If you have something you want us to look into, just text us at 509-448-2000.
Well, there are 2 COVID vaccines being considered by the FDA for emergency use authorization, and many of you have asked us, should you take both? So our Verify team is breaking this down. Here's our Jason Puckett.
Can you take multiple COVID vaccinations, and would that be safe? Now, we've seen this question in multiple online posts, so let's verify. To do so, we checked with the CDC and Dr. Sam Sun, the director of the Endemic Foundation.
So I'm guessing the thought process is that if both vaccines are very effective, then maybe if you take both of them, they'll be even more effective. And I don't expect there to be any real synergy between the 2 vaccines.
Dr. Sun says the current vaccinations are very similar in how they work, and taking both would not protect you more.
You could think of it as just taking the same vaccine at twice the dose recommended. So you could expect more side effects, but the same efficacy.
And the CDC echoed Dr. Sun's answer. They told us extra vaccines could cause unpleasant but not life-threatening side effects. And the reality is that you likely won't be able to take more than one vaccine, even if you wanted to.
There's not even going to be enough of either vaccine, let alone both vaccines for much of the population, just because it will take quite a bit of time for both companies to ramp up production, manufacturing, and delivery.
Bottom line, Dr. Sun and the CDC say stick with one vaccine. Folks, if you've got other claims or questions you want us to look into, send us an email. To Verify, I'm Jason Puckett.
We're just getting started here on Up with KREM. Animal adoptions are way up, with many people stuck at home looking for the companionship of pets.
I was not thinking, I was heartbroken, and I really wanted a puppy.
Coming up after the break, a new Better Business Bureau report on pet scams shows complaints this year have more than doubled from last year.
And we're talking sunshine later on this afternoon. Bumps our temperatures up to near 40 degrees. And as this weather pattern holds, we got to talk about how long we stay dry.